Hello and welcome to Hexed Encountered. I'm Joe. It is time for our monthly update. We'll review how the channel did in July and look ahead to the planned content for August. First of all, July was a great month for the channel. With my travel behind me, temporarily at least, I was able to crank out more content than I had in months, and you, the viewers, rewarded that by watching and engaging with the channel. Views were at 19,025, which I think might be an all-time high, though I'm not sure. What I am sure about is that is nearly 4,000 more views than we had in June, so that's outstanding. Watch time was, as you might expect, up as well at 2,107 hours, which is again a big increase over June. In this case, it was up 500 hours, so that's outstanding as well. New subscriptions in July were at 119, which is a whopping 34 more than we had in June. To all of our new subscribers, as well as the old hands, thank you. We had over 8,000 unique viewers and 4,000 returning viewers in July, both an 11% increase over June. Now it's time to jump over to July's top 10 videos. At number 10, we have Old School Tactical Volume 4 for the Empire Expansion Playthrough Part 1. Coming in 9th is the solo gameplay video for Crisis 1914 from Maurice Suckling and Worthington Games. At number 8 is the gameplay video for Mark Herman's Rebel Fury, published by GMT Games. Taking the 7th slot is the first of our 5 career gameplay videos for our most recent Solitaire Sunday game. That would be Night Fighter Ace from Gregory M. Smith and Compass Games. Number 6 was our first gameplay video for the base game of Flying Pigs Old School Tactical Volume 4. Coming in 5th is another Old School Tactical Volume 4 video. This one was the first look at the game, and it's for the Empire expansion. 4th place is the first look at Ted Racer's I, Napoleon from GMT Games. In 3rd is our gameplay example for France 40 from Mark Simonich and GMT. This is the 2nd edition of one of the earlier games in Mark Simonich's 4X series. And number 2 is the first gameplay video for I, Napoleon. Now this is a game I find very enjoyable, but also a tough nut to crack, particularly in the Emperor period when you have so much to manage. Unfortunately, I didn't cover this period of the game very well, and I may revisit this in a later video. And our top video for July is a PC offering. It is the first look at Strategic Command World War II, War in the Pacific. That is from Slytherin Games. Now interestingly, for the first time that I can remember, all the videos in July top 10 were videos that actually debuted in the month. So no older videos cracked the top 10, and I don't remember that ever being the case before. I suppose that there's a reason or a lesson to be learned from that, and perhaps it was just simply that the content that was created in July was better than content that had been created in the more recent period, because the older you go, the more things faded to the background, shall we say. So now it's time to switch gears and look at what we've got coming up this month in August. There have already been 6 videos released this month, which follows the 22 that were published in July, and that's going to be a tough act to follow. I've debuted what I hope to have as a semi-regular series with midweek magazines, and the first up in that series is Against the Odds number 60, featuring Cities of the Damned, a 2-pack of games covering the fighting for Aachen and Casino, and both those games should get playthroughs this month. Next up in the midweek magazine series will be an older one, C3I number 33, which features Mark Herman's Waterloo, and that game should be getting a playthrough as well. The cornerstone game for this month is probably going to be Air and Armor from Bruce Maxwell and Compass Games, a deluxeified designer signature edition of Maxwell's well-regarded 1986 release from West End Games. Now this is a fairly complex game, but I hope to get at least a couple of playthrough videos done. I'm a sucker for alt history World War III games. And speaking of which, the plan is to do a playthrough or two of Lock and Load Publishing's Storming the Gap, which, while not a new game, will lead into the upcoming Blood and Fury, which should be shipping soon. Other possibilities include playthroughs of Sound and Drums Battles of Napoleon Volume 1, ILAO 1807. Now that is another big game and relatively complicated, so that one, again, will depend on time available. Now there are other games that I'd like to dig into as well, time permitting, and there are sure to be new arrivals as well, and all of that can impact, what goes on this month. What I've already laid out is the plan for the month. Whether or not I hit all those, up in the air a little bit as always, so there is that caveat that you need to keep in mind. That's going to do it for now. I'm Joe. This is the Hexed Encounter channel, and as always, thank you for watching and happy gaming.